Alright, so today should be interesting. We have a track workout today. I mean, I do train on the track already, but it's a 1 mile warm up followed by 8 rounds of 400 meters at a 7 to 8 meter per mile pace, followed by a 1 mile cool down, and there are 60 seconds of rest between each round. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually want to, for once, run faster. So we'll see how that goes, but let's go. My knee hurts, I'm not gonna lie. My knee hurts quite a bit. All I'm thinking is, I've pushed 5 rounds. I can push 3 more. I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. Let's go. Last round left. I don't want to do this, but it's the last round. So why wouldn't I? This is hard, man. Why don't I just do easy runs? No, we're gonna easy run on Thursday. So then we're gonna smash this, do a 1 mile cool down, which I can finally do at like a 50,000 minute per mile pace. Let's push it, bro. Is it? Yeah. It's time to go. Let's go. Last round. Last round. Come on. I'm dead, bro. This is actually harder than it looks. Oh my god. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Don't you think training in this place is a blessing? 155 beats per minute, 916 mile pace per mile per pace, and 2.6 miles. Now, I will say, yeah, one sec, but I need to catch my breath. Jeez. I did run multiple 6-minute 46 per mile paces, but I don't know, I didn't know because the watch wasn't updating as fast, so I really couldn't see, but I'm pretty sure I ran between 7 and 8 minute per mile paces. Those are the hardest 2.6 miles I've ever done, man. Like crap, bro. Sheesh, I'm dead. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot, alhamdulillah. We pushed hard. Now it's just 1 more mile cool down, and then we go take a shower, stretch, etc. Feast, alhamdulillah, and continue on with our day, bro. 1 mile cool down. I feel dead. My pace is probably like 50 minutes per mile. But man, I can't even lift up my feet, bro. Cool down done. As you can see, 11:33, 1.02. I'm dead. Let's go. What you saw me paste on my cabinet was basically my entire training plan from now until the marathon. I wanted all of my workouts, all of my progressions, my weekly mileage, every single thing in just one place, so that I can just for that day go and view it and be like, okay, now this is what I need to do tomorrow, this is what I need to do today, so I can follow that program accordingly. It just makes it a lot easier because I had this half marathon plan open here, I had this one open here, I had this one open there, and it was just super annoying. So I was like, I just need a place to have all of my workouts in, and this is what I chose. So let me explain what the workouts actually are. On Tuesdays, I have something called a track workout. Now, a track workout, very simply put, is a workout done on the track. The caveat here is I am training for speed. This is the 20% of my training which would classify as speed work, right? Because when you're running or preparing for a marathon, you're supposed to have a division of 80 and 20. 80% of your training is aerobic based building and 20% is speed work. So Tuesdays are my 20%. That's when I do track workouts, and these are the track workouts that I will follow. 1 to 9. Basically every single Tuesday I'm going to be going through each track workout one by one until I basically reach taper week. So that's the plan with these track workouts, and you'll see they're like quite short distance, 2 miles each, nothing too crazy, right? With a 1 mile warm up, 1 mile cool down. But that's the point. It's a shorter distance, but I'm trying to cover it in faster time in order to actually get fast and train speed work. It absolutely gasses me out, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's my Tuesday. Now on Thursdays, we have aerobic base building in the form of easy runs. Easy runs are basically where I'm not trying to necessarily keep a pace. I'm just doing zone 2 cardio basically. I'm not aiming for a specific pace. I'm not aiming to run in a specific amount of time. All I'm doing is simply staying in the zone 2 range. I'm doing zone 2 cardio. Now the way I figure out how to actually, stay in my aerobic base and stay within zone 2 is I basically use a watch, right? And on that watch, it tells me my heart rate. So I use the MAF 180 method, which is basically where you minus your age from 180. So I'm 18 years old right now. So I will minus 18 from 180. That will give me 162. So my heart rate needs to stay below 162 during these easy runs. And that would classify as basically me staying in zone 2 from what I've understood so far. So this Thursday was an easy run. It was an easy 3-mile run. And I ran it in like 30 minutes. So simple 10-minute per mile pace. Nothing too crazy. Because I was not really trying to push myself. It was just building my aerobic base, which is extremely important. Again, this is part of the 80% of your training, right? Extremely, extremely important. You cannot miss out on this. And the last type of run we have is on Sunday, which is the long run. For some people, long runs are 10, 15, 20 miles. For some people, long runs are 5 miles, like me. So Sundays are my long runs, and I've actually built a tempo run within this long run. So how it basically goes is that I start off with 2 miles, easy, chill pace, mostly keeping a 9:30 to 10 minute per mile pace, and then by like mile number 3, I'm upping the pace to 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 9 minutes 15 seconds. That's my target range because I want to run at my goal marathon pace in these long runs for as many miles as I possibly can. I'm in a sense just training myself to be able to perform in the actual half marathon from now. If I can run 9 miles with 7 miles being at goal marathon pace, I know I can do 13 miles somehow, some way, in some way, shape or form. I don't know how, but I know I can, inshallah, because I've done 9 miles. I have that stack of proof in my brain that you've done 9 miles with 7 being at marathon pace. You can push for 13. And truth is, when you're in the half marathon space, right, when you're actually doing the marathon or half marathon, you're surrounded by other runners. And when you are surrounded by other runners, you will want to push harder. I felt that. And there's an uncle who also runs at the same time as me on the track, right, after Fajr, and he is faster than me. He can hold an 8:30 pace for a while. And the way I know this is that a few weeks ago, I was here and the uncle was here, and I was running at an 8:30 pace, and we basically both kept the same amount of distance the entire time. That shows me he was running at an 8:30 pace too, which is insane. He looks like he's in his early 30s. That pushes me harder. That pushes me way harder. It makes me want to push a lot harder than I am right now. But I have to purposely hold myself back so I just don't gas out. But I can tell that in the last 3-4 miles, that atmosphere is going to come in handy 100%. So yeah, that's basically my entire training structure right now. And I am slowly and steadily increasing my weekly mileage until basically I hit taper week, which basically starts on the 27th of December. And from the 27th of December all the way till basically 5th of January, which is race day. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. But how on earth did I even come up with this entire training plan and having all this knowledge about what are tempo runs, what are track runs, etc.? It's literally by being what is the title of this video, a student of the game. This is something I felt like I should talk about because it's something that has benefited me tremendously in my life, and inshallah it will benefit you. And especially if you're a Muslim, you should have this mindset in every single area of life. Every single area. Like the deen teaches you. The level of a student of knowledge, the level of a scholar is insane compared to the average Muslim. So why won't you take this concept and apply it to every single area of life, right? 3 weeks ago, when I started actually running, I had no clue about anything. Absolutely no clue. I didn't know what tempo runs were, what track runs were. I did not know, how many miles you should be hitting. I did not know what possible injuries you could have. I didn't know anything about running whatsoever. All I knew is that I should run. And now I'm at a point where I've built a training plan which hopefully will serve me to the end of this marathon journey, and that was simply through being a student of the game. I watched videos, I looked at marathon training plans, I looked at Nick Bare's marathon prep series. I found a different way to structure my training. I would go on YouTube and search up what are tempo runs, what are track runs, what should your pace be during this type of run, what are long runs, what are easy runs, what pace qualifies for an easy run, right? I immersed myself in that space, and obviously because of that I was able to gain this amount of knowledge quite fast, right? And that has given me an advantage over the person who does not learn, who's just running, following a random training plan that he does not even know the purpose behind, right? Because if I'm in prep right now, I might as well just learn the whys behind everything so that I can prepare myself for a better future prep, inshallah, right? Or even if I'm about to help someone, I can help them knowing that I have proof of concept behind what I'm actually telling them, right? And that obviously comes by being a student, by being a lifelong student of whatever game you're playing. So like I said, just make sure you are a student of whatever game you're playing, whether that's seeking knowledge, whether that's building a business, building your career, whether that's getting fit, whatever it is, because knowledge will arm you in a way that nothing else will. Because when you have knowledge, you can take the best path, right? You can take the path that is most appropriate for you, and that again comes from actually knowing about the thing. So why wouldn't you learn, right? For example, when I was first getting into the gym, when I was first starting to lift and starting to do calisthenics and everything like that, and starting to want to get fit, I immersed myself in the space. I literally watched insane amounts of fitness YouTube. I learned from a bunch of different people. I learned as much as I possibly could. And obviously after applying that information, because that's a very important part, right? You need to be able to apply the information that you're learning, because if you don't apply it, then you basically are just hoarding information and you're going to forget it the moment you start taking action. Literally, that's why the advice of start then learn is so powerful, because when you start, you learn and you attain context for whatever knowledge you're gonna put on top of that. It's like building a foundation, right? If I want to learn Photoshop, I can go and watch 10 different tutorials on learning Photoshop, but the moment I open the software, I will not know anything. I'll forget everything I've ever learned, right? Because I didn't have context, because that information didn't have any way to stick into my brain, since I haven't even used the software yet, right? But on the other hand, if I actually open the software and I started to just mess around with it and I encountered a problem, then I went on YouTube or I went on the internet to try to find a solution to that problem. Not only would that information be very specific, that information will also stick with me forever, because I've used it in a very specific manner. I've attained knowledge just in time, not just because it was going to come in handy someday later. That's never going to work. So similar thing I did with running. I started first, I ran my first 5K, and then I ran my first 2 miles, and then I ran my first 3 miles, and then I started to, figure out, okay, what is this running stuff? How do you actually run better, etc., etc., etc. And I had all the context I needed to be able to apply that knowledge on me and to be able to retain it and to be able to actually benefit from it, right? So you need to start by doing, and then you can learn in order to actually improve your doing. Simple as that. Nothing too crazy. So again, always be a student of the game. That being said, I'm actually pretty hungry right now, so I'm gonna go eat and I will catch you later. I'm not gonna lie, when I woke up this morning, I felt super angry. I don't know why, I just felt super pissed off. And I really felt anger just bottled up inside me, and I felt like I needed a way to get that out. And today's run is a 5-mile run, so I'm gonna get it out on the track, inshallah. But I don't know why. I think part of it is because I woke up at 4:40 a.m. and then I couldn't really fall back asleep properly. That's one thing I think. And because I am actually a bit sleep deprived right now. And the second thing is that I had this dream where I saw part of my anti-vision, and that really pissed me off. So I think those two combined have actually resulted in having this emotion, because you don't really wake up angry, right? You don't wake up like pissed off. No one does. It's an effect, right? There's cause and there's effect. The emotion is the effect, but there's a cause. So I think that these two are the causes. But yeah, I'm just gonna go crush this, workout, 5-mile workout. Simple, nothing too crazy. First 2 miles, 9:30, 10-minute pace. And then last 3 miles, 9-minute to 9-minute 15 pace. Something like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever I can, and I'll catch you on the track. Okay, so I am a bit late today to the park. It's like 7:15. I'm usually there at like 7:05 because of my morning constitution. I was late, so we'll see what that means for the sun though. Like how much it comes out, we'll see. Easy, warm up mile, warm up 2 miles. Nothing too crazy. Easy pace. Basically fixing all the stuff and warming up for the big 3 miles. Okay, so 2-mile warm up is done. Now it's time to go and hit 3 more miles at Go Marathon pace. The reason I stopped was to drink some water, and the reason I also stopped was so I can remap the watch, so because it doesn't show the right pace. So let's go 3 miles now. About a mile in, and pace feels very good. I feel strong. Let's go. Aerobically, I feel fine. The pain in my hip flexors is constant. It's not that bad. I can continue this, I know. There we go, I'm done. So I'm just doing the run recap here, but I ran the first 2 miles around 9:30, 9:45 pace, and then I ran the next 3 miles at around 9 minutes per mile pace, it went up and down a bit. Like for example, I was running too fast and it went to like 8:13, which is insane. But I was feeling very, very strong. Like my hip flexors are hurting right now, but they were in a level of pain that was constant and wasn't changing until the end, because I think that's just psychological. But I'm approaching the end, so my body starts like giving up. But all in all, it felt pretty good. I felt super strong at this pace. I don't know if I beat my time from the last 5-mile run I did last week, last Sunday, but I don't really care because I felt much stronger and much more controlled in this pace than that time. Let's go. The crazy part to me is that I did not feel this strong at all in any of my runs until today. And today was when I was sleep deprived as well. I had like 6 hours of sleep or something like that, like 6-7 hours, but broken sleep. So it's crazy to me how even though I slept pretty bad today, like I felt super tired and groggy when I woke up, I still felt the strongest I ever have in any of my runs. I felt the most in control. So pretty happy with that. Alhamdulillah. So there were times during this run where I just felt like quitting. I felt pain and I was almost on the border edge of quitting, but then I was like, you know what, let me just push a bit more. So I would push my leg into the ground. That would propel me forward even more. And yeah, that's how I just continued pushing. I think there were like 10 instances where I wanted to quit, but then I just pushed my leg into the ground, and I was like, even though I feel pain in my leg, I feel fine aerobically, so I'm good.